welcome back to Celebrity with Nene. So I'm Nene, and today I have Johnny, Sean, and Reese with me. And we are going to be doing a recap on Life After Lockup. And the episode was titled Devil on the Shoulder. All right. So the episode starts off with Sean. Life After Lockup, and the episode is titled Devil on the Shoulder. He reveals that he's living in Ohio and he's been living there for a couple of months, but he hasn't been spending time with Sarah. And so then they show Sarah, and Sarah's just saying that she's spending time with her daughter. We see her, kind of interacting with her daughter, as well as we see her interacting some with her mom. Okay. And so Sarah's friend comes to visit, which I find ironic because Sarah won't let Sean come and visit, but she is accepting visitors, and they also show Sean talking to his baby mama, Kelly. And Kelly just kind of, like, this is fishy. Does this not seem like the same stuff you were going through with Destiny? And now here you are going through it again with another girl. And she started asking Sean, like, are you sending her money? And Sean's like, well, I sent her maybe $5,000 or whatever. Like, I think he said like at one time, but I could be off. Was it just one time he said? Or he's been sending her thousands at a time?
He sends her thousands at a time.
Okay. Yeah. And she is telling her friend that Sean is pressuring her and she just wants to take things slow, which sounds familiar. We've heard another gal on the show saying that. And so Sean says that they have planned meetups, but they always get canceled. Something always happens. So he decides he wants to give Sarah an ultimatum. That, like, they see each other, or I don't know, I guess it's over, or he moves back home. I don't really know about that. So what did y'all think about the scenes with Sarah? Oh no, I'm trying to mix their names together. Sean and Sarah.
Well,
I got mixed feelings. So, because I feel like I see both sides. Because I'm looking at Sarah like, okay, she didn't ask him to move there. She didn't, you know what I'm saying? He's doing stuff that he did on his own free will. I do think that by just the way she jumped out, didn't explain nothing and all that, it does look suspicious. So it's like she gotta understand why he's feeling the way he's feeling. Also because this man did up and move, granted on his own free will, but he did all this because he wanted to be with her, and she's not even accepting like a date. Like, go on a date with the man. Like, he did all this stuff for you, and of course she don't owe him nothing. But I mean, what's the harm in going on a date? I'm sure her daughter was without her for 6 years. She can be without her for an hour, 2 hours. You know what I mean? Especially she's like, no, I'm just going out. I'm just going with a friend to go have dinner or something. I'll bring you back something, or whatever she got to do to make the daughter happy. But I don't think going on a date is going to compromise her relationship with her daughter if that's what she's like scared of. But it seemed almost like there's something else that she ain't said. I don't know. But like I can see, that's why I say I can see both sides, because he don't deserve to just get ignored like that either. If you don't want him, then tell him. But then at the same time, you can't expect her to be in the same boat as you just because it's what you want.
Right.
Yeah. And the part that I thought was kind of weird is I love how they always say, oh, they're moving too fast, and yet they're taking all their money.
Right.
So, I mean, I've just never been that kind of person. If I'm not interested, or if you've done something that freaks me out or whatever the case may be, I'm going to hold you at hand's pace, and I'm not even going to take your money. I'm not really going to even talk to you anymore. So I think it's just mixed. And I love the way, I think it really does show the way that people communicate, because she is telling her friend that he just sends her money. And he told the baby mom that she asked him for money. So it's like, which one is it? Because there's really no real way to say or see who's telling the truth. Is she coming at him for money and then leading him on, talking to him, and then when he gives her the money, she gets cold until she needs money again? Or is he just really just sending her money left and right, like, here you go, have this, here you go, here you go, here you go?
Exactly. Okay. So Sean, what did you think about the scenes?
I don't know. I don't feel sorry for him at all, because he's he's a deadbeat in my eyesight. And I'm thinking too, he really don't understand how having a kid does change things in your life because it's never been nothing with children. But he had made me, he was talking to the baby mama, kind of, what she said about money is destiny all over again. And she said, well, at least when I ask you for money, it's for the kids. So I thought, well, at least he is giving her money for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I did catch that because I was thinking he wasn't doing anything for them. So I was glad he did something around by way about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, he apparently takes care of his kids. He just doesn't. He's like one of those dads who feel money is enough.
Yeah.
Not spending time because he puts a lot of time talking to his baby moms, though. That's the part that I was like, that's kind of weird.
Because Sarah, when she had made the comment, love, money can't buy you love. So I'm kind of leaning towards she is just giving her money without her asking for it. And so it makes the comment, money can't buy you love, so buy your love. So it's not like she's asking for the money. So, but then again, like Reese had said, really don't know the truth. Which side is telling the truth on that? No, I'm sorry, that was you, Johnny. My bad. That's saying, we don't know which ones to believe as far as the conversation, how it goes. And two, that he is spending a lot of time. So maybe he might have should have done that from the jump, moved to a different state, and then maybe that would have had a better relationship with his baby mama. Because since he's not talking to the other girl, he's spending a lot of time with baby mama. But I thought it was just funny how Joe just came out the bath shower.
And I was like, we don't need to see that scene.
Right.
Or, they even had to blur out his team's part. Like, y'all doing too much now, production. Now, if it had been Derek, I don't think I would complain so bad.
I feel like I missed that. I didn't see that.
I didn't either.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
was that one of the commercials, like in between commercials?
I think it was right at that last scene, right before he started talking to Kelly.
So now y'all go back.
It was right before he started
I
watching.
probably won't go back because he ain't fine. I just didn't see.
I'm good.
Yeah. I don't need
to do that on camera. I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
But other than that, I really didn't care too much for either one of them because her is like kind of like she is leading them on, but she really not because she told him, let's take our time. But he moved all the way up there, even though it was on his own. He should have talked to her about that before he made that move. And then I'm still stuck on last week, how he lied. How she lied to him in his mindset. She's a liar. And what else is she hiding? But you got this whole history book, about other things that's going on. But you upset about her one little page. So, and then the ex-girlfriend, well, not the ex-girlfriend, the baby mama is like, you don't know, she might be over there with somebody else, just throwing salt on the wound because he already in his mind thinking that she is playing him. So I'm like, the whole little thing is like, okay, you get what you get, you got what you deserve. So, yeah.
I mean, I basically agree with what you guys said, especially with Reese, because she didn't tell him to move there. He did that on his own. And I'm almost wondering if he kind of felt like she wasn't completely into him. And he's like, well, let me move there. Let me send her this money. And then she'll all of a sudden become into me. But I don't know. But I definitely agree with you guys on your opinions of that. So the next couple is Lisa and Stan. So Lisa, she goes back over to Stan's house because we all know she ran out on Stan in the last episode. And so her and Stan, they have a talk. And Stan, I can't figure out Stan. So as they're talking, Stan asks her, are we exclusive? And I was just like, what? Like, are you seriously asking this woman this? Then you move her into your home. Then you buy her a car. All these things that you have done, and you're asking her, are y'all exclusive? It's like you're trying to get out of whatever bad it was you were doing with Tina. I'm not even saying that necessarily he was having sex with her, but he may have been texting her in an inappropriate way. But that's what that just kind of reminded me of. Like, okay, Stan, right now you're acting like a dog and you're trying to act like you didn't realize they were exclusive. So then anything you do is okay because I didn't realize we were exclusive. I was like, that's the oldest game in the book. Stop. You know?
Time out. I can't let you go any further. No.
Okay.
No.
Listen, Sean.
No. First of all, he didn't ask her, was we exclusive? You know, he was like, he didn't know that they were.
We're
And-
exclusive.
How
Yeah.
did you not know that?
Because of her.
Yeah.
So y'all feel like it when you move somebody in your house, y'all are not exclusive, y'all are not in a relationship.
No, it's because of her. She gives off the impression that they're not exclusive.
Right. He asked to marry her. I don't want to get married.
Yeah, I don't want to get married.
You
Well, what are we doing? I'm not doing that. She gives
about the money.
off the vibes of not being exclusive.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was kind of shocked that all of a sudden they were exclusive now that she knows about this other lady.
Right.
That's what I think he was getting at.
Yeah, and then the whole texting thing, he said that was nothing.
Mhm.
And he at least showed her and let her see.
But he did reject Paul, and that looks suspicious.
Has she done anything like that? She always texting. She's always
Yeah, she is always texting. But I think there's a difference in
Well,
somebody always texting. Like, I'm always texting, but I don't reject phone calls when I'm with my significant other. If you get your my drift, is because I don't want them to feel like, oh, if I wasn't here, she'd answer that call.
Yeah, no, you just look at it and turn it face down.
Damn Lexi. That was
Yeah,
damn
she
Lexi.
did.
I even speak to
Damn telemarketers.
picked it up. You're like, oh,
Because I don't want to do that yet.
Yeah, I think
This is hard.
But
I
Stan
think it was
also said
probably
that- oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Stan also said that Tina person, he's like, oh, that's a scam call. And she's like, it says Tina. You know, so he's doing some things that don't look right. Now, do I think Stan is out there screwing somebody else? No. But he may be entertaining some conversations he shouldn't.
and even if he is, we know.
you already know.
We know what she doing. So if
Exactly.
it's good for her.
Like, we
Now,
know because we're watching it, but he doesn't know. You gotta
Doesn't
remember.
matter.
hey, that's what I was gonna say now. We know what she's
So
doing.
how can
If you
he
giving
how
her-
can it
you
be
giving her
specified that
pay.
he can do what he wants to if he doesn't truly know that she's doing what she wants to do yet?
But you always give her a pass. You give her a
I
pass.
give-
You
I
know
give
what she's doing. You know
I
what
give her
she's
a
doing. Yes, you do.
It sounds like you're giving her a pass
I'm
down.
not trying to give her a pass.
You always talk about how creepy Stan is. Stan jacket, Stan toothpaste, Stan that. Oh,
Hey, now we did go in on her hair though. We did go in on her hair. We went in on her hair, her body, her clothes.
I
and
did.
poor sweet Lisa, she's there. She got kicked out of the house. Oh, what we gonna do, Lisa? Lisa?
When
No,
he took her out, that was
I said she looked crazy walking down the street in those heels she couldn't walk in. That's what I said.
and talked about her garbage bag.
Yes, I talked about her garbage bags. I was like, with all the money you done got from Stan, you should have at least got enough money to get yourself a suitcase.
Materials. You talk about her
You
materialist.
talk about her body too.
About her. You never talk about what
We have talked about her hair, her body.
There you go. That's right. What you start off with? You start off with her hair. Then you go with her body. You talk about her walk.
Exactly. Exactly. See, I'm going in on her. It's not just Stan. I'm an equal opportunist with my shade. I'm an equal
Nah, you don't be talking about her cheating. It's almost like you rooting for her. Go.
No.
Poor Stan, poor Lisa, poor Lisa.
Or at least.
No. I think you're interpreting what I'm saying all wrong.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I was like, that's why he had to interrupt because he's like,
I'm not trying to defend Stan. I'm not trying to defend Lisa.
You're right. You get first time.
you're not defending Stan.
No.
You get Stan out of shot. I said,
Oh, gosh.
You know
right
what, Sean, you felt like I have been jumping down Stan's throat ever since he brought out that little barbecue that you felt like was appropriate. Got rid of that little grill.
Yeah.
That little
He was
bitty
jumping on
girl.
the trampoline, then he started grilling.
He was like, we gonna throw some food on the grill.
Did he find himself? Did he get stuck?
Yes. that move a little bit.
Okay.
But you know what? If you want to condone all of Stan's stuff and overlook Stan acting shady and secretive, that's fine.
You gotta be
It's
stuck.
I don't think he was acting shady or secretive. I think she probably texted, he responded, and sometimes people just call right after texting because they think they're available to talk. He sent it to voicemail saying, nah, I'm not available to talk. And probably considering how violent Lisa gets, and she's super crazy. I'm sorry. She seems like she's on some type of drug. Oh, Lord, I zoomed up in there.
Oh, I see Johnny's been drinking Sean's Kool-Aid.
I know.
Now, we have not
I am on this
Lisa
one
be
'cause
violent yet. We
She's
haven't seen her be
totally wrong. She's wrong. She
is wrong.
sends out the
You know what?
total mixed messages.
I will say because we see that, she's got something else going on from like our perspective. Yes, she's wrong, but Stan doesn't know what she's done.
I see. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, you're not saying that Stan ain't right, because he's wrong. Even if he doesn't know, he's wrong if he doesn't know. But she's wrong because we know that she acting up.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't know she's acting up, then yeah, it don't justify what he's doing. Because he would be mad if that's what he found out she was doing. Or he's going to be mad when he finds out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is my camera zoomed in? Good God.
Because it
just
freeze,
zoom
so
in.
it, like,
Oh my
does that every
God,
time.
No, because Sean he's backstage right now. I think he's having some internet issues. And so when it flipped us to the three of us, you like zoomed in.
Yeah, I feel like one of those big girl,
You gotta bring him
big
back in.
bodies, those big head
I
bodies.
can't-
Oh.
Well, he's gone now. He'll probably try to come back on now.
That's all right, Sean. I got your back.
Oh, look. Yeah. Hey, Sean. Look, he's back.
Yeah. You and Lisa ain't no good. Y'all done
Oh,
came
I
and
got the finger pointed at
disconnected.
me.
That's right. Y'all disconnect my computer because you didn't like what I was saying. Y'all done came and messed up my internet.
That is
Yeah,
all DD's control.
Yeah.
Now, I did not
Y'all done
disconnect.
messed up everything. You and Lisa. Y'all ain't no good. Y'all ain't no good. And then you too, Reese. I heard the little comment you said, talk about you agree with her saying that Stan is no good.
I'm saying I agree
because he don't know.
that you don't even want to listen. You don't even want to listen. I said I agree.
Yeah, I couldn't listen because Nina and Lisa disconnected my internet, so I couldn't hear everything you said.
Well, I don't know who Nina is, but I didn't disconnect you.
I'm combining y'all names. Me and Rita, Nina. Yeah. Y'all. Okay.
So I said
yeah,
that I agree that Stan doesn't know about what Lisa's doing, so it doesn't justify what he's doing until he finds out. Then when he finds out, he's gonna be mad that she been playing him the whole time. We know she been playing him, but Stan doesn't.
But what is Stan doing? What does Stan do?
He got a whole relationship.
Communicating with a
He got
woman.
A whole relationship?
He lied about it.
Lied.
One phone call after 5 years. One phone call.
That we know of.
But
if he were hiding more, he wouldn't have let her go through his phone. She went through his phone.
Now, we also know
deletes his messages after he's done.
How is he gonna know she's gonna go through his phone?
And he did it right there in front of her face.
He did it right there. He gave her the phone.
He's bold. He's bold. See,
oh,
he's bold. That's
oh, okay.
As far as we know, every night he may talk to this Tina person.
Oh my gosh!
So it's okay for us to assume that he's doing something, but we know what she's doing. There's no assumption.
But Stan doesn't know. Stan think he's being a little player right now.
Then why you taking? Then why you taking? Why you taking her side instead of Stan's side?
Nah, I don't see it.
I'm not taking Lisa's side.
You're taking nobody's side. I think they both.
Yeah, no. Because both of y'all, because you've been calling Stan creepy the whole time.
So
you ain't innocent,
Reese. He's creepy too much. The cat keeping his legs between his legs warm. I'm sorry, you don't say that about no cat.
He's only attacking me. Reese is talking about Stan right now, and you not saying a word to her, but you coming after me. I'm over here on the fence. I'm over here twerking, minding my business, and you trying to accuse me of being on Lisa's side of the fence. I'm not. No.
You know what? Check the tapes.
Okay.
Next time you get a chance, you go check the tapes.
All right. I'm
All
gonna
right.
run the tapes back. That's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna get off so I can get on the other way because my computer is better.
It's back
All
up.
right.
Yeah.
In a second, then. All right. So
Yeah,
let's go
yeah,
on about
yeah.
Stan and Lisa. So we got past the whole exclusive thing, and Lisa said she wants
Oh,
to
that's
take
me.
down pictures of his exes. Let's see how Sean defends this action. Why does
Hold
Stan
on.
have all these pictures of his exes all on the mantelpiece, all on the walls? Do you feel like
Okay.
Lisa justified in asking him to take those pictures off? Sean?
No, because they're not exclusive.
She lives in the house.
She don't live there. That's a place for her to stay while she's on parole.
No, he
That's
moved
two
her
totally
in.
different
He moved
things.
her in
That's
because
two
he
totally
was
different
with her.
things. They don't even sleep in the same bed together. She sleeps
That's
in her
his
own room.
She
Bandit.
does.
No. He
Yes,
can have
yeah.
all the pictures up of his exes if he wants. And if that was really such a problem with her, she should have said that when she first walked in the door, not 8 months later.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you explain to me, Sean, why Stan has all these women pictures hanging up in the house?
Because that's his house. He do what he want in his house.
And
He pay
it's
all the bills.
and you see, and then too, when you look at the pictures, it's where he's traveled. So it's places he's been with
Look,
whatever women that are up there.
I
And
know I'm not
those are
in this
happy
particular
moments.
situation,
Now,
but if
I
I
know y'all
moved
know
into a
pictures of
man's
me
house
out there.
and his pictures of his exes are up, I don't care if y'all went to the moon together. That crap
When
needs to come down.
when would you do that? When would
I
you
don't
do
want to
that?
be fixing your dinner and I'm looking over at a picture of your ex.
When would you
I
do
don't
that?
want to see it.
When
When would you do
when
that?
do you set that ground rule?
How
Maybe
are
she
we?
Maybe
didn't
our
feel like
first
she
date.
could do it
On
early
our
on.
first
Maybe
date,
she
I don't
felt
want to
like,
see it.
okay,
The
we
first
Do it
time I
early?
stepped foot in that house, those pictures need to come down.
When she came back into the
That's
house,
not
she
fair.
said things gonna be different.
Now, he can put them pictures on the photo album. He don't need to keep them up.
Yeah, or he could put them back off in his little memorabilia room. They can go somewhere else. They don't need to be out while I'm sitting up there trying to watch Power and I'm looking at his old broad.
So for 8 months, you have a problem with me wearing this blue shirt for 8 months. And then finally you tell me I got a problem with you wearing that blue shirt.
Oh,
So-
I would have told you before 8 months because I know the shirt was funky. So
How
I'm going
is
to tell you
that-
before the 8 months.
So how is that my fault? You never told me
Right,
you had a
never
problem.
said anything. She
But
never
should she
said
have to?
anything.
Should she have
Yeah,
to?
exactly. She would
Yes.
have to.
Yeah, she- yes,
I don't
say
think
something.
so.
Because she doesn't care. She honestly, the guy doesn't really care.
Maybe I
I
think
think she
does.
doesn't care.
I
But
think she
now
cares.
she got a little fearful, and that's why she's saying stuff now.
That's what
But-
that's the whole thing. Like, she doesn't know which one of those girls are the ones who just text him. That's one. Two, it really didn't bother her at first because if it actually did, then I would have said something the night I moved in. That I actually moved in, not the 2 nights I got kicked out. And if I've moved in, I'm not going to be in another room. I'm going to be sleeping in the bed with you. There's no reason for me to have my own room. So therefore, he doesn't know. He doesn't know the status of the relationship in the sense of them
Wait, I
actually
feel
being
like-
together.
We might need to go back and rewatch it, but I feel like he put her in a separate room for a reason. Like
That's what she wanted.
I think it was because he snores. Was it because he snores? I think.
That's what I feel like. It was something like that.
Well, I
I
don't
thought,
stink. If it's feet stink, y'all supposed to be in a relationship. Y'all
yeah, you're
there
supposed to
are
deal with the
people-
snoring.
there
It's
are
called
people that
earplugs.
sleep separate, though. There are people that do that.
Maybe he knows his feet stink and he still refuses to wash his feet before he get in the bed. I can understand that because I don't want to lay down next to somebody with stinky feet. Like
You're
I'm.
not in an exclusive relationship then.
Right.
What,
If
if you
I
can't
want to
do
lay there
it?
and smell corn
You're
chips
not
all
inclusive.
night, all in my
You
dreams,
don't
I'm
love me.
about taco
You don't love
salad.
me.
You don't love
No,
yourself.
I don't want
You
to
don't
know.
love yourself.
You need to
Corn
take
chips.
care
You don't love me.
Look,
We
You
you
don't
need
love
to take
yourself.
care of your
don't
bodily
love her.
odor.
Now, hold on.
Take
You're
care
up
of your
top. Let's
bodily
move to
odor.
the side here. Well, hold the other side. You don't love me neither.
Right.
I love myself.
But Sean,
You
what
can
if
love
she
me
wasn't
more than
wearing
I love
deodorant?
myself.
Look at him. He's acting so much.
So
All
if
right,
the
fine. Let
chick
me
get
ask
in the
you
bed
this.
with you smelling like she just done rolled around in a garbage can and
Or how about
and
she won't put on deodorant? What
yeah,
if she
musty,
what if she was
smell like
that-
she just
If that's the person who I want to spend the rest of my life with, I will deal with all of that.
you
You're
got
not
to
gonna encourage a
and fill your
bath, a
nose.
wash
All of
up,
that.
some deodorant. You're
And
not gonna
then
encourage any of that.
then when she fall deep asleep, I pick her up and I go put her in the bathtub and I
No,
wash.
you can't
You
do
don't
that.
love her.
No,
You don't love
that's
her.
assault.
Yeah, I love
You
her
don't
enough
love her.
to wash her. I love her enough to wash her.
What? Okay, so she be sneaking
Y'all
away
don't
from
love me
you.
enough to sleep with me. Y'all go sleep in another room. I stayed in the bedroom.
It's not about not
No,
liking
because
you,
if-
it's you not controlling those odors. That's what that's
No,
about.
because if you didn't care,
Hey.
you wouldn't be trying to dip her in no
Hey.
tub either.
And first of all, before we even got to the point to where she got in the house, I already knew she stank.
Yeah, her hair look like
I
she's
got with
pretty.
her. I got with her anyways because I love her. And we
No.
are exclusive, and I got to deal with all that.
I know.
Y'all do all that y'all want, but I know where y'all heart is. In America, y'all know too. If your feet stink, y'all ain't gonna be exclusive with those two.
No, I'm gonna encourage you
You're gonna
to
wash
wash
your
your feet with some soap. You know.
To me,
And
that's just not even
when you
about
get out
love.
the
That's
tub, I'll put some
consideration.
lotion on your feet for you. I'll wash your feet.
I
Once
want
you
to.
get them clean,
I will hand
What
you
if
the
the
lotion.
soap doesn't work?
But
then I will get some bleach. I will put some bleach in the water.
You can't mess up the man's feet because he got a
yeah,
sticky feet.
now I ain't
problem.
saying bleach
right.
water. Now that's
That's
too
all
much.
right.
Bleach water is
Like-
too much.
That's just a sticky feet
Well,
problem.
she said
Switch out the socks
if
and pour on
soap
some powder.
would
You be good
work,
to
that's
go.
what she said.
That's
So,
it. You got
if soap won't work, I'll put some bleach in that water. I'll run the bath water for him.
Problem solved. Problem
Yeah.
solved. Exclusive. They're not exclusive. He don't know what's going on. She's
He has no idea. She only feels insecure because she knows now that his exes reach out to him. That's the only reason why all this is coming up. Not because she cares, not because she wants anything more. She wants control. And that's completely different than wanting to be with Stan.
Well, I feel like if Stan didn't know they were exclusive, why you got her in your house like that? I'm sorry, you ain't gonna just be in my house like that. If I'm saying I love you and I don't know if we exclusive, this gonna be at least a weekly conversation. Are we exclusive yet? Because you getting real close to getting kicked out.
Right.
But I think they've had that conversation many times. And she's been the one to say, no, I'm just here because
I think
she has to be.
Then
I don't think she can go anywhere else. Like her family's all ex-cons.
He's dumb. He dumb
well,
man.
that's what she said. She was at her brother's house. Is where she's been at.
She visited, but I don't think she can parole there. He's an ex-con.
But it's like one of them things where to me that makes Stan even more like seriously. You got a woman living with you for 8 months, and if she's telling you that she don't want to be with you for 8 months, and you still letting this go, I wouldn't care about it and let her go get back in jail. Who cares?
But that's like what we've already talked about. She's the only one who milks his prostate the way he likes.
True.
And therefore, he's tolerating what he can get because he's even keeps saying that they don't even have sex anymore. So they haven't even had sex.
She ain't milking the
He's
prostate.
just kind of like, he's just
Yeah,
hoping
she's
that
milking
he'll
the
do it.
prostate.
And
Yeah.
for her to be like, oh, wow, you mean to tell me we're not exclusive? I thought we
Right.
were.
I thought we were.
You sleeping with other women.
Yep.
And
Also,
then
you think Stan is sleeping with other women and you're okay with that? Sean?
No, Lisa.
Hear me out. So in the confession, he
Okay,
said
Sean.
that there's nothing wrong. I'm not cheating because I'm with other women.
I
There's
know
nothing
she said, I'm not cheating because I haven't slept with men.
right. So
But you know what? Some people
is
think
he
two
acting?
women being together is not cheating.
It's not cheating.
Some people do.
It's
So
just the
why-
definition.
You say the definition that's not cheating?
No,
No, I
that's
said
some
some
people
people-
don't feel like
Oh.
if you and I are together and I go and cheat with Reese, I'm not cheating because I feel
Who
like I'm
knows?
just with
Scandal
another
going
woman.
on.
You know? But if we have established that that's cheating, then I've cheated. But in my head, I don't think it's cheating because I'm not with the opposite sex.
Oh, okay. So that explains why this young man at work think that he didn't cheat on his woman.
Yeah. Oh,
He
he's
slept
up on
with
that
a
man.
No, he didn't sleep with a man. He didn't sleep with a man. He
Who did he
was
sleep with?
telling me that the young lady wanted. Well, he was visiting this girl. She had gave him some money, and then he used the money to pay for the car. And then so later on down the road, she was like, well, I gave you some money for some car. You need to come see me. So he felt obligated to go see her because she gave him the money to get the car fixed. So he slept with the woman and he did his thing. His girl found out about it and he's like, well, technically I didn't cheat. So in his mind, he didn't cheat.
That is not what I just said.
In his mind,
That is definitely cheating.
he didn't.
He said no. He said
That is not what I just said.
But
In his mind,
you did say in her mind. So in his mind, he said I didn't cheat.
Oh, okay.
You had an obligation.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's still cheating.
So I had asked him, I was like, okay, so you ain't got no milk in the house.
She prostituted him, basically.
Yeah, she did.
No, girl. Because I
She
said,
bought that. She bought
right.
it.
She bought it.
So I said to him, your girl, you don't have no milk in the house. You go to work, you come home, you got milk in the house. The milkman just left. Did your girl cheat? Man, I'll kill her. I was like, dude,
She had to get that milk. In her
He got a service just like he got a service. He
Why?
serviced somebody else. She serviced somebody to get something. So it's supply and demand.
exactly.
Maybe
So, what's
she
your
doesn't
thought?
feel like sleeping with the milkman is a problem because they're not exclusive.
Yeah. So Lisa feel like, hey, we're not exclusive, so I can sleep with every women I want to.
Mm-hmm.
So back
In
to
all
the
honesty, when you really look at her history, she's not attracted to men. She doesn't really want to be with men. I think she has this thought that a man is who's supposed to take care of her, when there's actually women who could take care of her just as well as Stan can. So I don't know if that's just because of her age and what she thinks a provider is supposed to be, but she says she's attracted to women.
Now,
She
John, you
wants-
know how shady I am. Do you really want to bring up Lisa's age with me?
Oh, I don't care. I think she's in her 50s, 60s. So
Ooh.
that's how she looks. She looks horrible.
Ooh.
She looks like she a 50-year-old. She's a freaking grandmother. She's a gilf.
Is that why she has the bad extensions? She doesn't. know
Yeah, I don't get
She don't know
that.
how to comb them out right.
I don't get that. So she actually takes something and twists it around to make it look like she has long hair, but her roots are braided. Right?
No, that's those little clip on, like them little infusion. Like they have like that little glue bomb, that little thing that just attaches to the hair. But I guess you got to know how to comb it out so it doesn't look like it's individual pieces.
Just look like it's individual weird pieces of a.
She don't, but old girl had the same thing and hers didn't look like that. Nicole.
Oh, so Nicole has the same kind of hair as
Same
Issa.
thing. Yep. But maybe Nicole had hair going on top. You know how like if you do a leave out,
Yeah.
you do a sew in and then leave some out. I'm thinking that's what Nicole might have had some going over hers, where Lisa's just straight like
Lisa
it's
did
like
hers all the way from
gluing the
the
track
top.
right from the top of the head.
Got it.
Not covered up. That's what.
Yeah, we need some help. I don't know how to do all that.
So that's
Okay,
the right? The stylist's fault. The
Yeah,
person.
it's the stylist fault. She, but
But
then
at the same time, if I see my stylist doing something, I'm gonna say, "Oh, wait, sis. This is what I want. I wanted swoop here. I wanted some pin curls here. I'm gonna give my stylist some direction."
You said sis, right? Okay.
What is it?
So you ain't gonna be going to the type of stylist she went to, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Sean is giving it to us today. All right, so yes, Sean is in rare form today, but it's okay. I like it. I like it, Sean. Yeah. So, Sean, what did you think about Lisa? She wants her and Stan to go to counseling. Stan agrees. He even goes upstairs and changes his clothes. And, what did you think about Lisa asking him to go to counseling?
I disagree with it because one, then
If there's problems in your relationship, you should be able to ask your partner, let's go to counseling.
And what you said, what was that in the relationship? what you said, right? I didn't quite understand. What did you say?
Right, in a relationship.
In a relationship, yes.
I'm sorry. If you move me into your house, you're in a relationship. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care what you say out your mouth. You're in a relationship with me. You brought me in this house. You got me milking your prostate.
How long are we with the time zone? Is it a day? If I bring you into the house for a day, 2 days?
The second my stuff comes in, I'm your girlfriend. I'm your girlfriend, or I'm your fiance, whatever. I'm something.
Okay.
I'm not old girl.
Even though you tell him you are old girl because you're not in a relationship with him.
Yeah.
You know, he's my man. I'm in the house with him. He's my man. And he better start acting accordingly. And he better go to this counseling session with me too.
Exactly.
Because the other reason
why he ain't put his feet down like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all.
Man could have made it clear to her. Okay, well, fine. Then we are not exclusive, and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah, that's
somebody else want to come over here and put me in this straitjacket. It's okay. That's what he should have told her.
Yeah, he should have. He should have.
He was being
He
secret.
should have, absolutely, but he didn't.
Right.
But you can't come at me later on making me feel like I've done something wrong when you set the boundaries that we're not exclusive. So you can't come at me later and be mad that you've busted me in something or you think you've busted me in something.
But you
only to change the situation right then and there because you're scared you're finna lose your gravy train, quote unquote. You sit here and you brag about how you got all these people who will pay you all this, give you all that, then go get them. Like, I don't even understand why she stays with them anyway.
But I mean, but she also, Stan can't also be like, oh, well, this and that. Like, whatever Lisa tell him goes. So if she's saying we ain't exclusive for the first 8 months and then 8 months and 1 day, Lisa said we're exclusive, then Stan need to get on board because you know what? Lisa been running things anyways. He the dummy who pays all the bills and lets her run things anyway.
That's a good point. So, Sean, are you saying because on day one she didn't say they're exclusive, she can't change her mind later on and want to be exclusive?
Okay, she did change her mind. So
okay.
No. Hear me out now. So it's exclusive start when that conversation, right then on that sofa, that moment. So everything that happened before that, somebody got to go to counseling.
Right.
Because it happened during the relationship. The relationship started that 1 minute.
So wait, so you're saying
in a relationship they got to go to counseling? They need to split up. My idea. That's it. That's it. You mean to tell we've been together for 1 minute and I already got to go to counseling with you? I like this relationship.
I agree.
So now what you got to say, Reese?
He agreed though. He agreed because that's what Stan does. So now,
yeah,
right,
I think
now they went to thing.
Yeah, it's because he wants the connection with her. He wants the relationship with her.
He wants his prostate milk again.
Yeah, he wants to do whatever he can do to get that prostate milked.
Mm-hmm. And if it means going to counseling, he'll go to counseling.
Yeah, because you can tell he didn't want to be there. But I mean, I feel like she's trying to get a spiritual connection there too. Like, I don't think she's like this great person, but I think there is, you know what I'm saying? If it's 8 months and we've seen what we've seen, we really haven't seen much. And I'm like, and I think there's things because like literally in her confessional, the way she broke down crying, I didn't see that as fake.
I didn't feel it.
Because she was like,
of course you did.
He was saying he's changed, he's different. And I believe it because you can even tell by the day one day, like when she came in and how it was like, oh, come on, let's go to the basement instantly. You know what I mean? There's things that he's doing that I don't think she expected him to do or how she expected to be treated. I think maybe she's getting more like, well, then give me your credit cards and all this stuff simply because like you got money and if you ain't going to treat me the way I want to be treated, then, hey, at least I'm going to get something out of this. I think she does like him because I feel like there ain't too much she should really be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like she could just move her location. But I think she does kind of like him or maybe even love him. But I don't think he's an easy person because as we saw previously on Love After Lockup, the dude like cussed her out and kicked her out of the house every time he had a little sip of liquor. You know what I mean? So we don't know how he acts outside of when the cameras are rolling or outside of what we didn't see because 8 months, we ain't seen much. I think he's crazy. And so she's unhappy.
So that makes her even crazier for saying that.
It does, but for some reason she want to still be with him because obviously he's shown her, I might have money, but I ain't got money like you thought I had.
And I don't think because if she love him and she like him, she has a funny way of showing it herself. Now we don't know what's all going on in that house for the last 8 months, but we do know everything. Well, majority of the stuff that they show us is what she's doing, and what she's doing is she's sleeping with other women. She's spending his money like crazy. She's doing all the other stuff. So she's doing.
Well, we are assuming that she's sleeping with other women. We don't know that she slept with.
Well, she said she ain't slept with men, so I think she probably at least did once.
She probably did. So, I wouldn't be shocked to find out that she slept with a woman.
Yeah, but we also assuming Stan is like this innocent dude that's just getting played. Like I feel like we ain't seen 8 months.
According to Sean.
No, but we're going off of what we see, and what we see is that's what they portraying. So we can assume, because we also, like, I assume that Stan is not doing all of the stuff that you all think he might be doing. Lisa could be not doing all the stuff that they're portraying, but based off of what they're portraying, she is not no princess or no innocent bystander in here. And she went to her brother to help out. Then she went to a priest to get Stan to do confess, because when she was saying that if he don't confess to all the wrongdoing that he's doing, then I'm out of here. She didn't mention herself. So if you
maybe she hasn't been doing a whole lot recently. Maybe they are portraying her as something she's not. And then the fact that she said when she was in jail, like they had a spiritual connection, and it seemed like Stan don't even want to step foot in no church, but yet they had a spiritual connection. So I feel like he built their relationship on lies too.
Based off of that, she felt that he had a spiritual connection, and the whole time that they've been there, they haven't shown any spiritual connection. I think that he was just playing her from the jump, and that she do know who he is, because I think that he was using that probably to get what he wants from her. So once they got out, and she noticed, she should have noticed from the beginning that, oh, hey, wait a minute, I've been here month 1 and we ain't never went to church. I've been here month 2, we ain't never mentioned anything about God. So 8 months later, when he's on a message, texting some other woman, now all of a sudden, oh, he's not the man that I thought he was.
Right.
You know, so the man that she probably thought he was a sucker that was just going to stay there and take everything that she did.
Oh, Lord.
And
but
not have
now,
to worry about her losing.
Oh, poor Stan.
Or maybe she didn't call him previously and we didn't see it. And she just sick of it now.
And while they was in church, he did say,
we're going to get to the church part. We're going to get to that. Yeah, we're going to get there. All right. So, like, this episode, it was a bunch of little, small scenes. So, I just kind of went through, like, each one instead of doing it the way I normally do. So, next we had Christiana and John. Okay. So, they're looking at a venue for their wedding, right? Because they are renewing their vows. So, Christiana tells John that she wants to go outside and smoke. But she really goes outside. Well, I don't know. Maybe she smoked after the scene and I didn't see that. But she goes outside and she calls her sister Tara because she wants to invite Tara to the wedding. But Tara doesn't answer the phone. So Christiana is feeling some type of way. She goes back inside and she tells John that she wants her sister to come to the wedding. John says he doesn't think it's a good idea. What if her sister shows up high and is acting up or whatever? So what do y'all think of that scene, especially with John seeing that Christiana is clearly bothered that she couldn't get her sister on the phone, but she wants her there?
Can the sister be there? Because
her sister, well, I know they can't live together, but I don't know if they can't be around each other at all. I'm thinking they're not supposed to be around each other, though.
Yeah, because they said that she couldn't be with a person in charge. Because at first, when I heard that, I was thinking maybe he wanted her there because of that. That's violating her probation.
And she's still on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I get why I said that the sister probably shouldn't come. I totally get that. But something else that I had thought about, when Christiana confronted her sister said that she admitted that she had tried to kiss John. She didn't say John tried to kiss her. So I know we had talked about, I said, if my sister had tried to kiss my husband, I wouldn't want her there. But Sean did make a good point that if you forgive the other person, you have to forgive the other one too. But if she thinks that her sister was trying to kiss her husband, does that make it a little different?
That she think she was trying to kiss.
That the sister was trying to kiss John. That's what the sister admitted to.
I think
But
the whole thing is weird. You can go ahead and go, Sean.
yeah, so he did try to kiss her?
No, that's not what the sister said. The sister said that she tried to kiss him.
No, I'm asking because I don't know. I don't know the
You
background.
know what? I didn't see the kiss, but the flirtation I saw, it was on both parts.
It was both sides, yeah.
Yeah, because too, when I had said the first thing, I thought, then I also kind of thought that maybe he don't want her there because he's scared that she's gonna say, well, I wasn't the only one, the guilty party. So maybe he's trying to innocence.
Say that anytime, though.
So you say what?
She could say that anytime. She just wanted to say it to prepare the relationship with her sister.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
But I think personally, I think it's weird. Like, I understand because they were best friends, but I just feel like an event with like that, like as far as me and my sister, not like saying us for real, but I'm saying like in that situation, as them being sisters, maybe them rebuilding their relationship needs to be some one-on-one type things, not this wedding, because first of all, you're not only making it weird, but like if your husband's uncomfortable with it because she came out to him, whether they were flirting or not, but then I guess she took the flirting to the next level and he's like, whoa, we were just having fun with this flirting thing, whatever the case is, or whether they cheated, who knows. But it's still one of them things where this is an intimate ceremony for you and your husband, and there's already been in this, something happened. So it's like,
discussion happened.
Yeah, and I feel like, if she wanted to maybe even just be at the wedding, okay, but being in the wedding, and I just think it's weird. Because first of all, he's facing the bridesmaids, ain't he?
Yeah.
You kissing her and then at the side of your eyes looking at her too. Like, I feel like it's weird. Like, do some one-on-one stuff to repair y'all relationship, and then when y'all get to a place where you can trust her being around your husband,
yeah,
maybe. But I still feel like that's a lot to, you know what I mean? Like, from the son down to the sister, like, I got it. You want your family there, but it's like there's stuff you got to do prior to this. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you got to rebuild these relationships and then say, I want y'all there. I don't want y'all part of this. But I feel like none of that has happened. It's just been, oh, snap, we getting remarried. Cool. I want you, and you. But it's like, well, we hate each other.
Yeah.
Why we doing this? Like, why can't we talk? So I just think it's weird.
Yeah. So Johnny, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm with Reese. I get that's what you want, but if that's what you want, then maybe you need to just wait to have your wedding. When you've repaired all your relationships. I mean, like with her son, I think he said he hadn't seen her in years, like practically 10 years maybe. And then all of a sudden you want to call him. You've been out for a year. You haven't reached out to him since then. And then you're all of a sudden like, hey, yeah, I want you to come to my wedding. She's not laying the foundation to show that she's changed with her son. Now with her sister, that's a whole nother thing, but she's not laying the foundation. And then like with her sister, your sister tried to take your man or tried to sleep with your man or tried to kiss your man, whatever the case may be. She tried it. And that is so broken, whether it's drugs, whatever the case is that you felt the need to do that to me. We need a break, and then let's work on that, and hopefully we can make ourselves feel comfortable again, because she's your sister. She's not going to go anywhere. And that's what her husband needs to understand too. She's not going to go anywhere. Maybe when she comes around, you don't let her in the house if her wife isn't there, or, setting boundaries. But I just, again, like we always talk about the time frame, if this is really like a month or two after the fact, that's just too soon to jump down and have your sister there when she tried to kiss your husband. Yeah. And when he was flirting with her back. I mean, it wasn't like we said, it wasn't one-sided. It wasn't that the sister was just throwing herself all on him. He was into it too. So either give the wedding time or just know that the people you want there aren't going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with you guys on both of that. Like, I feel like the sisters, they need to rebuild their relationship on the side. And because the sister also needs to know, look, for me, I'll be like, look, you were doing some flirting when I was in jail when you knew I couldn't get over there and put my hands on you. But going forward, I'm not in jail and this is not going to go down, And if you want a relationship with me, number one, leave my man alone,
Yeah, and I think that's the whole thing in a nutshell. I don't know if, I've never been a drug addict, so therefore I don't know what entails with those kinds of thought processes and how you do things. But from what I have heard and seen, it's just you're so self-absorbed. You can't think of anybody else or who you're hurting or what you're doing at that time. So if she's, of course, on drugs, I can see why she's able to forgive her about it. But even still, she's got a lot to fix. And if that's uncomfortable for your husband, if that's uncomfortable for your son, you shouldn't try and push that out there like that with having to have her there. And and then too, maybe look at yourself and figure out what is it you're wanting. Is it that you're wanting to show her, yeah, he's still mine, even though you tried it? Or are you really just over it? I have to admit, this is the most I've seen her smile.
Yes, that was something I was going to bring up. We got our first smile of the season from her. Wow.
So I just, you need some work.
Because her laughing was the highlight of the whole show for me.
I was like, look, aww.
Yeah, just totally different from the beginning. I was like, oof.
Yeah, so I can absolutely agree with you on that, Johnny. And then we had a brief clip of Brittany and Marcelino. So Marcelino comes back home. Brittany apologizes to him. I have my thoughts about this apology. And they talk about going to the sober house because apparently, I guess that's where Robert is. There's furniture in there, so at least they can retrieve the furniture and retrieve some of their money, recoup some of their money. And, so they're talking about that. And then that was the end of that little clip. But I felt like there was a lot to unpack in that little clip. They said, for me, Brittany's apology, I felt like it was too little too late because you should have told him earlier. You should have told him. I could understand you giving this type of apology if you had told him earlier, but you only actually told him because your friend told it. I wonder how long would you have kept it in if she had not exposed you?
Right.
Yeah. And then my thing is and also at what point did you realize Robert was at the sober house? Because if he was there the whole time, I just can't wrap my head around why y'all didn't go, why y'all didn't send the police over there. Why has he been at this sober house for God only knows how long? And then, well, I'm about to jump scenes, but what did y'all think of that? Brittany and Marcelino.
I felt like, same as you. It's a little too late because the way he responded and he was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? He down with going to go find him or whatever. This all could have been day one. Like you talking about, what if the money still, or what if he's still there? What if he still has the money? Well, day one, he still probably had the money and still, you know what I'm saying? And then two, we don't even know the condition of that place. If he's a drug addict who's like just gone off the deep end, like that stuff could be destroyed. It could be disgusting. You never know what he was doing in there. I feel like you should have told your husband. Y'all should have got that truck. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't day one, it should have been day two.
Right.
And
that was crazy. It's twofold because again, the way they stretch out these episodes. By the way, I record my episodes now, and I have to fast forward through these commercials. These commercials are 6.5 minutes long, first and foremost, and you have about 5-6 breaks. So we're only getting 24 to 25 minutes of content. That's why this is dragging out way too damn long. First and foremost. Secondly, Yeah, it was BS. She tried to keep her husband in the dark about that situation as long as possible. And if it hadn't been for her telling her ex-girlfriend, which I find odd that she would even have her in her house like that.
Yeah.
If she hadn't told her, he would have never found out, and that's why he was so mad, because it is like, dang, I've been asking you. She's been just straight lying. He had been asking her, how was everything going? Was something wrong? He kind of felt the signs, and you just flat out lied to him. I just BS with your apology. Yeah, why didn't they think about that the first day? Hell, the day they went to the cops, I would have gone to the cops and said, hey, he's over here. Because now I'm confused, because I swore the one that she's at the house with, that was her boyfriend.
Yeah, I thought too.
That and now she's got a new boyfriend that fast?
Yeah, because it did say the boyfriend in the little thing.
Yeah, so I'm confused about that. So you already knew
whose boyfriend?
The one in the house.
To the house with
Robert.
The truck. Ain't that? Because she on the lease, right?
Yeah, she's on the lease. So
that's not the ex-girlfriend.
Well, he's not.
He's not the ex-boyfriend of her.
Who's the girlfriend of the dude that went crazy?
You know what? I think it's Kanan. That's
who was she at the house with? I thought that's who she went to the house with.
That is who she went to the house with, Kanan.
So I got confused. I'm not sure about this ex-boyfriend.
Well, the guy in the house is supposed to be her ex-boyfriend, because she brought her current boyfriend with her.
Yeah.
No, I thought the guy in the house was Robert was in the house.
Yeah,
it is.
That's her boyfriend, right?
That's her boyfriend.
Oh, so Robert was her boyfriend?
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't catch that.
Because the girl, whoever brought him in, it was the boyfriend of one of her friends. He went and started using drugs, closed out the account because she couldn't be put on his account, but she's on his lease. So it has to be her and him, right?
Yeah.
That's the way I can think of it.
Okay.
So you knew he was there the whole time, and you just let him. That's why part of me feels like she's a part of it. I think she has something to do with taking that money too. I don't think it's just all him.
Right.
Because there's just no way I'm going to let my boyfriend or my ex just get over like that and I not get anything out of it.
Yeah. So I'm just really confused upon, like, when did y'all figure out he was at that house? Mm-hmm. Like at what point? Because the day you found out, you should have been hightailing it over there.
Right.
I'm the police at that point.
Yeah. We probably have to rewatch that first episode to figure it out. But I really thought that was her boyfriend in the house. She's brought her new boyfriend to the house to help move her stuff out because they're being evicted. Something about being evicted. Yeah, but I don't know if they were trying to say that was the technicality.
Yeah, so that makes me feel like maybe it's been a month or so, because you have to think for you to be
they didn't have any money
getting evicted. You didn't pay maybe the next month's rent, and then that's when the whole eviction process starts. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, he must have been in there for some time for the whole eviction word to be coming up.
Yeah. But you should have been at that house trying to get your money. I would have been watching that house like a hawk, waiting for him to open up that door.
Yes, especially with her being on the lease. Oh, me, the U-Haul truck, and a locksmith would have been sitting outside that house.
Waiting.
Dude, the fact that they got that door open a little bit, it wouldn't have been closed because I'd have had a foot in that door.
Yeah,
as soon as we pulled up and I saw that door was open, I would have been jumping out the rolling car and running straight through that door.
Yeah, and I mean, and then of course at that point it is call the cops. Call the cops because my name's on the lease anyway. Right. I can come in and I can have company. So yeah, let the cops in because they're already looking for you anyway.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right, so the next couple that we see is Puppy and Amber. Okay, so Puppy and Amber, they meet up for breakfast. Puppy expresses to Amber that, she was hurt by the way their relationship ended. It's kind of weird to watch this because it's like Puppy has almost one ideal of how their relationship was, and Amber has another viewpoint on it, which is strange because you two were in the same relationship, but y'all see it so differently, So that was weird to me. And so Puppy has a boyfriend now. That's the guy that opened the door. So she reveals that to Amber. Um, and she also tells Amber that, he keeps a close rein on her. Um, and so Amber says she's worried about Puppy's boyfriend's name is Eric. So she says she's worried about it. But at the same token, she invites Puppy and Eric to go on a double date with her and Sammy. She says she wants Puppy to get to know Sammy. And yeah, basically she wants them to get to know each other. So for me, this is what I just find weird and a double standard. I feel like, for the most part, when a woman has an ex, her current man is not going to be comfortable with her going to breakfast with her, them hanging out and doing all these things. But I guess because they are two girls, it's like okay for them to be hanging out and doing all of this stuff. So, like, I'm trying to think how I'm trying to word this. Y'all think it's a double standard just because they're two girls that they give them the benefit of the doubt that they wouldn't give them if that was their male ex?
Mm-hmm. Well, Eric, in all honesty, didn't. He told her he doesn't feel comfortable with it at all, and she's the one, but we're just friends. We're just friends, your friends who screwed. So no, but I think she got him to agree to meet up later, but that's just a weird, awkward situation. It's almost like you're creating it's not a throuple. So it'd be a quadruple. Without the consent of the men.
Right.
Because I think the timing, give it time. Don't just automatically go into trying to get a double date.
Yeah.
Short period of time. Because I don't know how long it is since they broke up.
Well, it looks like it's like the next day that they have breakfast. So that I would also agree with you on. You just showed up at our door, and then now you're having breakfast with your ex.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, and then you want to bring me in on it, and you done told me everything about you and your ex. So yeah, I can see why Eric would have problems not to want to do it. And then the other thing is when she did tell Amber about Eric a little bit about him, saying that he's I don't think she said controlling, but keeps her on the least. And I guess it is controlling. And she was like, you need to be careful with that. But then I heard Amber was saying about Sammy that used to beat
yes.
Amber, but yet you
did say that.
So Amber went back to Sammy. So I'm like, okay, you're going to give her advice. You need to take your same advice that you gave her and be careful with the relationship, and not, that's your friend. Be concerned about your friend and reach out to your friend, but don't try to stay close like that. Just be friends, Yeah, you ain't got to be tight, especially if there's a problem with it. Now, if Eric turns out, I don't think he's going to turn out that way. The way he said, "Oh, it's cool," because he knows too much about what's going on, and the fact that when old girl was like, Puppy was like, "Oh, I guess that's my boyfriend," and Amber was like, "Oh, so you into men now?" She's like, "No, I was only with you." So Eric probably knows that that's the only woman that she's been with as well, because she did say, "I don't lie to you." So Eric had every reason to be upset and not want to, because he don't know what is their angle. Because I would be kind of thinking too, what is your angle? Why are you trying to stay so close to her? In case something happens and y'all two can get back together. So yeah.
And so, Johnny, what did you think about Puppy and Amber?
Yeah, I already spoke. Didn't I speak?
Yeah,
I already said. I thought I said my piece.
Yeah. Okay. No, yes, you did. You did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then the scene jumps back to Lisa and Stan. So they are talking to a pastor. And then I told you guys, Lisa was a lady of the night. She tells the pastor that they met on an app. It's a pay for sex app.
Mm-hmm.
And Stan immediately starts trying to deny it as he's sitting in a church in front of a pastor. But Sean, that's your boy. I'm gonna lay that. I'm gonna back off. I'm sure you have an excuse for why he was lying in church. You have an excuse for why he was lying in church, right?
Did he not come clean?
I didn't hear him come. He came clean.
He
I
didn't
don't
come
think he said anything.
because he started to say no, and then when she said, "Oh, I got messages,"
I got a receipt, or I got
So
the message.
Well, he had no choice because he was probably scared she's gonna whip out the messages.
right. So he went along with it. So he didn't continue to deny it.
Okay, so for me, I get it that
Uh-huh.
okay, I get it that y'all are in counseling, but I just felt like all that sex talk with the pastor. I was kind of like, y'all kind of doing a little too much right now. But I don't know. Maybe what they were saying, it was okay to say to the pastor. Especially they're not married and they're openly admitting. I don't know. What did y'all think about that? Did y'all think he was doing too much in front of the pastor?
I did in a way because, like you said, like sitting in front of the pastor, openly admitting, like, oh, yeah, I want to be passionate with her. I want to be, like, ain't nobody said no. Oh, we trying to get married or nothing. So I feel like that's where the pastor should have been like, first of all, okay, sex has to stop. Then if you want to be, you know what I'm saying, if this is what you really want, like, and this is what, as the pastor, I'm saying, should have been saying, that has to stop because you can't go with God, you know what I'm saying, and doing all of that. But then at the same time, you sitting in the church just talking about, like, and I got why she was honest about how they met, but then, like, I don't know, it was too much to me. And then I'm like, a friend of mine that was watching it with me, she was saying that if they really were being honest about wanting to fix things and being counseling, they should have did it off camera, because how do you know what they're saying is for the cameras? So it's like, if you want to get a true counseling session in, it really shouldn't be on camera.
Very true.
That's how I thought about that one too. So that scene was a little weird because the stuff they were saying, I'm like, and then I don't know, was that a Catholic church? Like, I feel like that's also not how you do things in those churches, but I don't know much about them, but
it's not.
I feel like you do some confessional booth stuff outside the confessional booth, and I don't think you're supposed to do that in the congregation area. I'm like,
it should be in the office.
They should have been too. And then why was that? Because anybody could have walked in. I'm like,
I thought I saw shadows of people walking by.
That's the camera crew.
Oh, is that what? Look at him, he's defending it, huh? What if it was some little kids, Sean?
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have done that if it was the camera crew, and that's the reason why they couldn't go in the office, because the office probably was too small for the camera crew to fit in. Because you got to have a camera.
True. They shouldn't have filmed that if they were serious about it, though.
If they were serious, I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, now, Sean, what do you think about your boy?
Now, there we go. Right. He did, because he did not say, yeah, she's right. He did not. So he did, when she had said about they met on the sex thing, and he tried to deny it, and he wanted to continue with the deny. So, yeah, he's lied. He never confessed about that. So that's one. Now, the other thing is, it was all about her wanting him to change.
Yeah.
Her wanting him to admit that he's doing this and he's doing that. And then it's all about her, which goes back to her brother. Because when
what does her brother have to do with?
It's the same thing.
And
let me explain. Let me explain. Because it's the same thing. Because she went to her brother to get her brother to come in and make Stan change.
Right.
So now she's thinking that she can get him to go to church and get the pastor to make Stan change. Because she didn't admit to doing anything wrong. Now, the other thing, the sex talk, the passionate talk about that. She said that that's what she believed. That's the only reason why they're still in a relationship. Stan said, we haven't had sex in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I still love her and I still want to be with her. Now, so about Stan only want her for the milk the pie straight is not true. 100% not true. It might be 75% true, but there's still that 25% that is not true. That he is there because he do love her, and he went there because he wants to work out the relationship. Because he did say the only thing I did was text my ex, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But she has a problem with that. So if they want to work on it and bring in a counselor or a pastor, then they both have to be willing to admit both of their wrongs, and that way they'll know what both of them need to do in order to change. But Lisa don't want that. Lisa still wants to be in control, and she'll bring in an outside source with Stan, the man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see what you're saying, that Lisa keeps bringing in outside sources, trying to straighten Stan out instead of working on straightening Stan out on her own.
Or working on herself.
Or within herself.
Working on herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she can bring in another person, but they both have to. Don't just bring it in for him and tell, hey,
Right.
you got to get your act together. But I can continue to date women because there's nothing wrong with that. And I can continue to go head on and get mad at you, pack all my clothes in my hefty garbage bag. Looked like it was a 13-gallon garbage bag.
Oh, a 13-gallon.
To my friend house. Meet up.
That's our kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, move out, go hang out with my friend. Do what I want with my friend, come back, and then be like, okay, we need to go to counseling. Because I was at my brother's. Because she probably was. Let's say I give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she was at her brother's house.
I think
And
she was.
what she probably was doing at her brother's house? Brother, I need you to come help me talk to Stan. And her brother was like, no, I'm not doing that no more because you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, okay, let me get a pastor. Because we had such a spiritual experience that she never brought up the whole time she's been on the show.
Right.
So,
Amen.
So
okay.
I got a couple things. First of all, I want to know what type of garbage bags that is, because if that's the same garbage bag she's unpacked, repacked, those some good garbage bags. So I do want to know what brand she's using, because that is a strong garbage bag. Like every time, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like we've seen that garbage bag get packed at least 3 times. Did it come from prison? Maybe that's what it is. They got some strong garbage bags. I don't even know.
You know, maybe it's one of the lawn bags. So it's really a little bit bigger than the 13-gallon, because those are strong that you pack the leaves in and stuff.
I don't know. I just know I need some of those because that's a strong garbage bag. You know what I mean? Like you can get a lot of junk in there and your bag ain't gonna break. I like that bag.
Oh yeah.
Not for a suitcase, but for actual garbage. See, she's doing it wrong. However, that's a strong bag. Now, other thing is that
put all the stuff in it and carry it on the airplane. Just switch into the thing.
True. True. And it won't rip when it catch on nothing because I'm sure she didn't hit the ground with that bag and everything. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But my other thing too is just like this is just me playing devil's advocate because I think they both wrong. But we seen Stan messaging one person, but we only saw her talk to one person one time. So we can't really say the whole time she's been there just because he says she talks and chats that she's always talking and chatting and cheating with women. Because, yeah, she did say, I haven't slept with a man, which insinuates that you have slept with somebody. I do, a woman, obviously. I do agree with that. But just in what we see on the show, we've only seen her talk to one woman. Like, she hasn't talked to other people, and we only saw that one time or maybe 2 times or whatever. So to say that she just always constantly cheating on him or doing whatever is actually wrong too, because we don't see what she's doing except the one time when she talks to a woman saying she wants to see the boobies, and then the one time when I guess she texted and said she was on the way, but I don't know if that was the woman or if that was the brother. I don't know. And then point number 3, this is my last point on this one. You met her on a sex chat. So what type of woman did you think she was going to be if she is cheating on him? Like, to me, that's like meeting a prostitute, being like, I love you, and bring you to my house, and then you expect her to be faithful. You know what I mean? Like, she can have her expectations of him because, no, well, actually, you know what? She met him on that. So neither one of them, like, he's the type of man who pays for sex, and you the type of woman to get paid for sex. So neither one of them should be expecting either one of them to be faithful, to be honest with you. They both wrong. But that's a prime example why you don't get a prostitute and fall in love, because you can't trust them. Meet her, she could be a prostitute you met, but you don't meet her as your prostitute and think that she's gonna change for you. Now, if she met you as a regular person and you didn't know her nighttime job, that's different. But you met her knowing what she did. You knew she was a person who texts and gets money for sex and all that. So, what you think you brought home?
Yeah, exactly. So, Johnny, what did you think? Or have you already told us and I forgot again?
No, I think I'm tired of talking to them. She just,
Yeah,
they're exhausting.
they're the new Dante.
Yes, Lord, just get them off. I feel like that's 10 minutes of my time just wasted and I'll never get back. They're annoying. And I think that at the end of the day, if you're wanting a relationship with someone, it is a two-way street. It isn't just them fixing all their faults and you're just perfect, because that's just not what it is. I think her ego's bruised, personally. I don't think she cares about him enough to really... I don't think she really cares about him enough, but to be honest, and I could be completely wrong, I feel he is the most expensive man that's ever paid for her. And that's the only reason why she's trying to hold on. Because I'm sorry, in her last episode, I think she said she has access to billionaires. Well, then I'm not going to screw around with somebody who only lives off stock portfolios. I'm going to keep going and screwing them billionaires. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pretty much. They're going to get you more than a $15,000.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're going to get you more than... They're not going to bitch at you for buying your Fabletics. And they're not going to bitch at you for this or the other.
You know what I'm saying? You get all the Fabletics and LuLaRoe you want.
All you want. And you ain't got to even get them on sale, girl. You ain't even got to be a member to get them $45. You can go on and get them wholesale. Whole price.
Yes, exactly.
If she truly had that kind of access.
Right.
She does.
I
think her better extensions too.
Yeah, I think he's the only one that she has the access to, and she's trying her best to hold on as long as possible. And obviously that fails because those pictures were released. And I think she's just a horrible person. It is what it is.
Absolutely.
I think Stanford fell for the wrong one.
Yeah, I think both of them went into whatever it is that they have. I'm not going to say their exclusiveness, Sean. I'm not going to say that. But I think both of them went into unrealistic expectations. Like, y'all met on this sex app. Stan clearly was expecting you to get out of prison and be the same girl that he met on the sex app, but clearly you're not. And then for her, okay, so while you were in prison, you had all these visions, and you thought because he was married to this lady over here, that when you got out, you would be able to just move right on in there, be his wife and have this great life and stuff. And I mean, people, they got to stop comparing themselves to a person's ex. The way they treated that person doesn't mean they're going to treat you that exact same way.
Right.
Be that special. Or his wife may have been a very patient person with him. You never know.
Or they could have grown up together, because he's only been married once, right?
Once that I know of.
Yeah, and that's the one who has the daughters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they probably grew up together. I can't recall how long they were divorced or how long they were married. She did die, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So they grew up together. They probably grew up together. She got sick. And she passed away. Well, I don't know how she passed away, so I can't say she got sick because that's not always the case. But I just think it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
And poor Stan is dealing with all the fallout from falling for the wrong one. He just fell for the wrong girl.
Yeah. Oh, let me not agree with you, because we know Sean is going to get on me.
No, but that's a good,
on my
that's a good thing for Stan, so you can do
You see,
that.
no, so
Oh,
you
okay.
did
It's a
exactly
good
right.
thing for
You
Stan.
didn't want to agree with her because she was talking how bad it was on Stan. Because you didn't want to make sure. So you right. You hold on to your Lisa-ness.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. You know, nothing, Stan can't do nothing wrong in his eyes. Like, y'all
Yes,
quit that.
Stan is wrong, but I can admit that Stan is wrong without saying both of them.
Stan
Oh,
is wrong, Lisa is wrong. Both
but
of
I
them
mean,
mean
you
Stan
can
is wrong.
say
And
both of them. I won't
Both
feel any
of them.
type of way.
yeah,
No.
because we don't know. She might really be out there still being the lady of the night. Like,
Oh yeah, she
you're
could be
not
popping
showing
and
all
busting
this.
open right now.
She
For
really
all we
could
know.
be. And the thing is, if she is, that's who she was when he met her. So that's what you got. You know what I'm saying? If she's still being a lady of the night, this is who you met and this is who you fell in love with. That ain't her fault that she was a lady of the night and you want her to not be a lady of the night no more. Maybe she has changed. Maybe the cameras aren't showing that she's changed. Maybe
I
she
think
has said some religious stuff and the cameras ain't showed that because that ain't nothing juicy. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
But you
Stan thought.
said, mhm.
Oh, I was gonna say I think Stan thought he was getting Pretty Woman. That was a scenario he thought he was gonna have.
Pretty woman.
Yeah, he could clean her up and she'd be milking the
She ain't a
prostate.
pretty
And,
woman though.
uh,
Let me stop. No, I'm being mean now. I said she ain't a pretty woman though. So
but speaking of
but
Pretty Woman, I guess we could jump into John and Christiana. That was the next scene, right? So they show them again very briefly. Christiana is trying on her wedding dress. What did we think of her dress? Look at your face, Johnny. Oh,
I don't know. I
I felt like I saw what they were trying to do, but they missed the mark with it. It looked very heavy to me.
so I was watching on my phone because I was traveling. But so at first glance, I thought it was pretty. But then when they zoomed in, the stones are too big. So I was like, okay, that's too much. So I was
Yeah,
like,
the
it's a
sheerness was
pretty
loose.
concept. It's a pretty concept,
yeah, it was
but it's
loose.
too much
Her sleeves
bling.
were loose, baggy loose.
Yeah,
Mhm.
now
And
that I didn't understand, but they might can take that in. So maybe that's what
and
they're
then
looking at. Because sometimes you can get a try a dress on, and they're like, "We'll take it in," or this or that, fix the little things. But even still, like this part was just too much bling, or the bling was too big. It was something wrong, but at
Heavy.
the
It
same
looked
time, it's
hot.
not.
And it looked
yeah,
hot.
that's what because I kept trying to look at it like I think that's supposed to be pretty, but it seemed like too much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was just kind of like, ugh. I
But in my
can't.
mind, I compared it to Anissa's dress, and I thought it was pretty.
Yeah.
Compared to Anissa's dress, it was gorgeous.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful. And I was like, I actually was expecting her to come out in something like Anissa's dress because not to say nothing bad, but they real country. And like look at the dude she marrying. Like, did he have two ponytails or was I just mistaken that because of it might
He
just been
might
one?
have.
Yeah, I must
Oh,
have
he
had
had
two
two
ponytails.
braids. He had
It's
something
something
going
like
on.
that.
I was just like,
Yeah, I'm like, so look what she marrying. So I expected it to be some old country raggedy dress. So when she came out initially, I was like, oh, that's pretty. But when I really looked, I'm like, I don't know if that's pretty because it looks like it's too much.
It was too much. I was totally not. It didn't give me every single person I've ever seen in a wedding dress that walks down that aisle, or even Nene when you were trying yours on that one time. You just look so beautiful when it's that one dress, when it's the right dress. You really do. You have this weird glow that just matches with the dress. And she didn't have that to me when she walked out with hers. I was like, ugh.
But it was weird
I didn't
that
get
she
it.
was smiling as if she felt
She
that
did.
love.
Yeah.
That was weird. And so and then her mom crying. I was like, oh, well, I guess y'all see something that the camera's not capturing for me, I guess. And then I don't know if y'all noticed the little Bonnie and Clyde everywhere during this episode, like on the back window of their truck, and then Christiana's mom, her phone case said Bonnie and Clyde. I'm like, what, does everybody have to buy into Bonnie and Clyde?
So then that must be why she was like, I'm gonna send somebody to your house. Bang, bang, bang. I was like,
Oh, yeah, the mom taking on a persona. Yes, and so the mom was calling the sister Tara because she was supposed to be there at the dress fitting, but she wasn't there. And so the mom kept calling her, but she wasn't answering the phone. But yeah, the mom was trying to act gangster for a little second. I was wondering, I was like, I didn't even think about that phone case.
The
Maybe the phone
Bonnie
case was
part,
from her.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sean, what'd you think of the dress?
Yeah,
He says, like,
It was all right.
Yeah.
What about this Bonnie and
you think
Clyde
about the
motif
mama?
going on throughout this episode?
You got thinking about the what?
The mama.
The Bonnie and Clyde going
I
on.
didn't understand the bang bang until just now. Said that.
Yeah.
With the, yeah. So.
Yeah, it made sense when you said something about it. Something else, they were talking about John twerk. I'm sorry, you can't compare a man's twerk to a woman's twerk. We embody a twerk. Men, I'm sorry, Sean, y'all don't embody a twerk the way we will.
Oh, okay.
But not even that. I wouldn't want a man that can twerk better than me.
Wait.
I feel like, you do that a little too well. It's been nice.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you seen in the confessional, he was like saying something about the dance, and then she was like, "You really can't."
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like,
thought he could.
apparently he can't dance. Period. She just been hyping him up, so she had to come out and let him know I was just a hype man, but you.
Yeah, you suck.
And that's his move. So she saved them embarrassment.
Okay. So then we jump back to Sarah. I keep on doing that. I want to call them Shara, Sean, and Sarah. Okay. So Sean, he's talking to Sarah on the phone. He's letting her know that he wants to spend time with her, and he also gives her an ultimatum, which I may have missed it, but I don't remember what he said was going to
You
be.
didn't miss it. I was there. Hang on.
They were gonna be out and gone. He's gonna be done.
Yeah.
He said either we hang out or we walk away.
Okay. So I probably missed that part. But yeah, so I was so tired of them too. So I guess we'll see next week what happens with them, if he holds up to the ultimatum or if she caves and she decides to go and visit him. All right, and then they go back to Brittany and Marcelino. Okay, so as we've kind of already stated, they go to the sober house with a U-Haul truck. It's with Brittany, Marcelino, Kanan, and I guess her current boyfriend, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They show up at the house. The door was open when they first walked up, but Robert saw him and he went and slammed the door and locked it, so they couldn't get into the house. And he was refusing to open the door. And I know at one point Brittany was saying something about you and all the people you have in there. So apparently he has people in that house with him. It was supposed to be a sober house, and then they also mentioned eviction. So I'm assuming he hasn't continued to pay the rent. I don't know how long this has been going on. So that was something else that we've been confused about. But what I did see, Brittany invited her sister over to watch the kids while they go pick up the stuff. And she was like, well, I'm going to leave my wallet here with you just in case I need bail money. So Brittany was ready going over there. She's like, I'm getting in this house. I'm going to get this stuff, And then when Marcelino was getting out of the car, he was like, baby, do you have the bail money? I was like, look at them. They ready. They are showing up to show out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's where the scene, that's where the episode actually ends. Like they were outside the house, coming into the house, and then Kanan's like, shut down the cameras. I'm like, no, keep the cameras rolling. We need to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looked staged to me. Because the door was open, they had an opportunity to run in the door. They didn't.
Yeah, because I would have ran into that door. I would have, like I said, the car's still driving. I would have propped open that door, jumped out, and ran into that house before he had the chance to shut that door.
Right. So, and then they just stood there. They allowed him to walk up, and then he closed the door. After he closed the door, they paused for a second. Then they walked over there, and then
and then something else that looked staged to me was like they were talking and making a lot of noise as they were going up to the open door. Why are y'all talking? Y'all need to be quiet, and you need to run in that door like some ninjas.
They wouldn't have gotten in trouble because a girl name was on the lease.
Right.
They would have went in the door with it being open. So that's why I was like, I just didn't.
Yeah. So, Reese, what did you think of that scene?
It's a little bit confusing. Like, I feel like I said, the door wouldn't have got shut because it looked like they made it up to the door when he was shutting it. I'd have put my foot in there or something.
Right.
And then it's like, I don't know, like, and then too, like Marcelino, what he walked up, like to me, he should have been one of the first ones over there too, because I'm like, I wouldn't have let my wife go by herself up to the door either, because as long as the two men should have been right there as well, because
Yeah,
then
they should
when
have
the
been in
dude
the
was
front.
pushing the door, they probably could have pushed it back open. And then three, well, I don't know if I said 1, 2, 3, whatever. I'm just yelling 3, but but the other thing was that, if she's on the lease, why don't she have a key? Did he change the locks?
Right.
Like,
I know, I
how
was
come she
wondering.
can't get in? But she's
Right.
on the lease. Like, that don't make sense. Because I feel like at that point, then you should go to wherever. I don't know. I guess if they bought the house, so are they getting evicted? So they're renting out a house, or they gonna turn it into a sober living house? Like,
Yeah,
that's
they were
Yeah.
renting it out. Yeah.
so then go to
That is what they're
landlord,
doing.
and then say, I need another copy of the key. She got the lease, or something like.
Mhm.
Okay, we're getting evicted. You're evicting us, but I can't get into the house. Something. Landlord
Yeah.
could have went out the door, but
Yeah.
I'm like, it just seemed like they should better get in. If not, man, I'd be like, I replace the window. I gonna bust that window.
That's what I was thinking.
And then
You know
also,
how much is it going to cost you to replace that window? Go bust out one of those windows and get in there.
but you didn't have to do that, because if her name on the lease, she could have just called the cops and had the cops come over, and
Yeah.
then it would have been legal. So
Yeah.
that's why I say all that just seems a little bit over the top, that whole scene. And then they just keep on building it up, and then finally it comes. And I was like, well, that's such a letdown. Because if you on the lease, you got a key. He can't, even if he was to change it, like I said, you can go talk to the landlord, get a key. Or if you thinking that you have to go and move, you have the cops come and say, hey, I'm trying to get into my place. This person refused to let me in. And then the cops will be like, okay, is your name on the lease? And then they'd be like, yeah. And then the cops would tell them, hey, they got to come in and get their stuff. So I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
Right. Yeah. So, what did you think, Johnny?
Yeah, now that I'm listening to you guys, watching it, I didn't see that. But now that I'm listening to you, though, it does make more sense that it's all staged, or that when the camera crew got there, they let them know who they were or who was coming. And then he was like, oh, crap, So it doesn't. I agree with you guys. I was sitting here trying to look up how long it takes for Las Vegas evictions to happen, because in Georgia it's 30 days. But that doesn't have to be the case everywhere.
Yeah.
North Carolina is 30 days.
No, okay.
I think it's 30 in Vegas too. But I never got evicted when I lived there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure. I just thought I would look that up to have that for information. But
Yeah. So, they also had a little segment in this episode where they were talking to some of the current cast members and some of the past cast members, and they were talking about different things. Did y'all get a chance to see that little segment?
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Okay, so they had talked about like having phone sex and stuff with their partner that was locked up. And they also revealed some of the ways that they did it. Like Marcelino and Brittany. Brittany said, she was like, and but there's another couple. You guys didn't see them. It was Maurice and I cannot remember his wife, Jessica. Maurice and Jessica. They actually did have phone sex. He apparently had access to a cell phone, and they were actually having, like video phone sex while they were in there. They didn't bring in Brittany and Ray, but we already know what they were doing. Brittany was busting it wide open for the COs. We all know that. And then they were also talking about jail tattoos. Like some of them got tattoos while they were in jail. Brittany revealed she was the jail tattoo artist. And yeah, and then they had also talked about hidden talents. So that's where John was saying that he twerks, and that I guess apparently Christiana is really good at twerking.
Oh.
You're like, oh. Yeah, I just couldn't imagine her being this great twerker, but you never know what somebody can do, you know. Did y'all get a chance to see that?
No.
And then Christiana was also smiling in that scene when she was talking about how well she can twerk. And John was talking about how well she can twerk.
I'm sorry, I gotta see it. But you know what? Oh, it's funny because I imagine her twerking and her face just looking dead like this.
Yeah. She like,
Just
Yeah.
can't get the beat.
yeah, her just being dry. Do you like that?
Yeah, just, I don't see it
Want
being an
some
energetic
more?
So, I had a question too. Like, did y'all think about like so? You know, I don't know if they've gotten permission from like, cause you know how like girls living with the boyfriend, and she's numerous times said like, yes, violate my parole. But do y'all think she actually got permission, and she's just saying that for the show? Cause I'm like, if not, like, aren't you gonna get in trouble once the show come out?
I wouldn't. Do you think you'd risk 15 years
That's what I'm
to
saying.
not have permission?
Right.
Cause she says it so much, but it's like, but y'all recording this and it's gonna play.
Right.
Right.
You're gonna know.
Yeah, I can't imagine that she really actually doesn't have the right permission. Actually,
She
you know what?
has
We
to.
could look it up. I can look that up.
But you know something else that was
Yeah,
interesting?
Yeah, I can look that up and find her and see.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting is that she didn't move into his house. She had said that they got a house together. You remember
Oh.
that? So you're also seeing that on TV. So you went and you knew you were moving out. You knew you were moving to a new place, and at no point you told your parole officer.
Right.
That has to be fake too then. Like
Maybe.
Has to be.
they don't know.
I don't know. Georgia's pretty strict with their probation rules because even like working with the program, if we have proof that there's a felon living there based on the probation record, that person loses their assistance immediately. It's no waiting for you to have them removed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's all we need. And we don't have to have any extra proof because that's proof enough.
Yeah.
So I'd find that hard to believe, and it is hard to change. Or it takes a long time for it to change. I wouldn't say it's hard to change. It just takes a moment for them to move them out or change the address.
Yeah. So so I kind of get the feeling she probably told them where she's living at. She may not have told them who she's living with. So I think that might be a little bit of a stage conversation, or maybe she was just saying that to Puppy. I don't know, but I don't know why you would just say that to
Well, she
somebody.
said it again, like when she was just talking about it, it
When
wasn't
she was-
direct. Puppy.
Yeah, I think she was like walking on her own, right?
Yeah,
It was like
yeah.
a self kind of talk to
Yeah.
myself type moment.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I might have missed that part.
yeah. I don't know why she was doing it. I can't remember why, but it was like, yeah, she was by herself or something. She said it again. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, she was walking through the house to go see him in the backyard. I think that's what it was.
yeah,
Yeah, because that's kind of with Dougie. How Dougie was talking to his parole on the phone saying that, yeah, I'm going and blah, blah, blah. So, like, yeah, we pretty sure you talked to him before you left.
oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Doug would have gotten picked up a lot faster than what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, so that was Saturday's episode. That's the latest episode of Love After Lockup. Do y'all have any other scenes that you wanted to discuss or bring up? Oh, cool. Well, I guess we can wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching. You can always catch us. Normally we record on Saturday mornings, but we had to push this episode off. But catch us Saturday mornings for Life After Lockup, or catch us on Monday evenings for The Real Housewives of Potomac. We recap that show as well. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. I promise you, we do not charge you for it. There's no 30-day trial. Just click on it. It is free. All right. So until next time, bye, y'all.
Bye.